Who makes better steak? People from Texas or Argentina?
Argentinians.
Good. What's your name?
My name is Martin Hernandez.
And where are you from?
I'm Argentinian, especially now that we won the World Cup.
Exactly.
Not that like in the US.
What did you study and which university did you graduate from?
Well, I studied music like for 15 years. And then I did that for a while. I worked in cruise ships and stuff like that, but I always liked business and negotiations and stuff like that. So after a while, it felt natural to become a real estate agent. That's what I am now.
Do you have a favorite song that you'd like to play?
No, I like to play random things, and my wife complains about it.
That's a good one. What kind of work do you do?
Well, I'm a real estate agent, and basically what I do is residential, retail, and also off-market properties.
Why did you decide to become an advisor at Homeless Entrepreneur, and what impact do you aim to achieve thanks to this collaboration?
Well, basically you tricked me into it.
That's a good answer.
No, really. I believe in the project and in your approach that it's impossible to deal with all, let's say, homelessness related challenges in one go, but that we can help the people that are really motivated to get off the streets.
Exactly.
And well, my aim, I didn't say that. Well, it's pretty simple. Our goal is to help the entrepreneurs make that first step, get them somewhere safe and nice, that they can, stay there while they get empowered. And after that, they can get their own permanent residence, which is the main goal of the program, to give them wings, like not dependents.
Exactly, and the housing aspect and empowering people out is extremely important. We'll discuss that a little bit later. Mm-hmm. What was your perception of homelessness before forming part of Homeless Entrepreneur?
Well, basically, it was pretty basic. Let's say that they were just one group of people and they were there. But of course, it's not like that.
And how has your perception of people experiencing homelessness evolved since getting to know us a little bit better?
Well, the first thing is that they are not one group of people, that there are as many different realities as people are. And if we go into detail, I would say that, for example, one of the things that you told me and really sticked is that if you see a homeless person, if you see like their personal space on the street, like if it's in order, if it's not in order and stuff like that, that says something about them. And that's something that we have to work. But besides that, the main thing is that there are a lot of people that are really motivated to get off the streets, and they just need our help, like all of us would, like if we were in their situation.
Exactly. And specifically focusing on the type of advisory support you're providing, could you explain that a little bit so people understand the advisory support you're providing to the community?
Well, basically, I don't want to rush forward with the concept, but we are trying to make the HE hub. Mm-hmm. Basically, we are trying to provide housing for entrepreneurs. Like we said, it's like I was talking before, it's the first step for them then that they can get their own permanent residence.
Because if you want to explain just a little bit about the concept of homeless entrepreneurs and digital nomads and how you imagine that type of housing, and maybe the ratio too, because we discussed it, 2-1, 1-1.
Okay, we can go into detail in camera. Thanks for putting me in the spot. That's okay. Basically, like what we imagined is this. Like at first, we were thinking about doing a co-living for people that were experiencing homelessness. Well, for homeless entrepreneurs. But this is your idea, and we immediately back it up because it's a good idea to mix entrepreneurs with either digital nomads or students or interns, but people that has to be socially conscious. And they can nurture each other. Everybody can learn from that experience. And I think that it will be a good mix. And if we lower a little bit, we will give advantages to digital nomads and students. And honestly, it's a kind of experience that they are only going to experience that way. So that by itself, it's a plus for them. And for the nomads, for the entrepreneurs, it's great because they will have a support system right where they live. And if they need something, they can ask. I think that will be a great interaction.
I'd like to thank you on behalf of everyone in the organization because it's not an easy topic. It's been a challenge for us to find an expert like yourself. And thank you for joining our community because it's going to help create a scalable impact because we have to prove it works here and then show how the model can work in other places.
True.
Question, how important is it to be well advised in order to reach one's goals?
Well, I'm going to, in general, of course, it's really, really important, but I think that you're asking me about real estate specifically, you're asking about that. So I would say extremely important. You have to find the right location, the right building. If we need to do renovations, we have to deal with that. But besides that, you have to find the owner that would be willing to either rent or sell it. But if it's rent, it's even more complicated because of the topic that we're dealing with. And of course, there is all the legal issues. We have to do a proper contract and look for the best interest of all the parties.
Yes, I would love about your work is the fact that it's not just thinking about one aspect of housing. It's about figuring out how all the stakeholders can have an advantage, just not one side.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what professional milestone are you the proudest of and why?
Honestly, it's not one moment. I'm proud of our growth, that we are in the business, from renting apartments to selling houses, manage whole building acquisitions. There are things I cannot talk about, but they are cool.
What's the name of your company?
TIPIM, Servicios y Soluciones.
TIPIM.
Yes, that's true. But we are branching out to other brands, let's say.
Excellent. And in reference to your professional growth and reaching your professional goals, how important are social media channels like LinkedIn?
Honestly, they are. I should say that they are really important, and I know that for a lot of people they are, but in my case, not at all, because I'm a bit old-fashioned. I like to, talk face-to-face to people, and most of my best contacts, they came through word of mouth or an acquaintance or whatever.
What's your favorite type of music?
Jazz, blues, R&B, tango,
fusion,
and classical. No, I like those ones and some fusion, but not. I like things how they are sometimes, like styles.
Exactly. Okay.
Jazz could be hard bop, bebop. I like all of them as well.
Okay. And what are the challenges and benefits of collaborating as an advisor for a homeless entrepreneur?
For me?
Yes.
Well, basically, you get to help. This is obvious, but there are also, you know more people. It strengthens your network. So I think it's a win-win for everything. That's why, and I like the approach that everybody has to win, in HI.
And challenges? Are there any specific challenges when it comes to maybe finding the right housing, the model?
No, yeah, we are doing a document already for 3 or 4 months, so that talks you a little bit about the challenges, and then we will, we have to find, financing the project, and there are a lot of challenges. We don't have to go in detail.
And if you had to choose an action that could get the attention of international press, specifically on HE Hub, what would it be?
In the ones that we're talking about, the HE Hub, for sure. I think if it works, and I think that it will work, it's a great thing, honestly.
I think it's going to be easy to invite the journalists to come spend one night there and have that experience. So we're really excited about getting everything in place so that way we can show the world. At the end of the day, it's just a consequence of all the work that's been put in. So we're excited about that. And out of all the interactions you've had as a homeless entrepreneur advisor, is there anyone that sticks out more than another?
No, basically, honestly, working with you, like ideas, like the flow of ideas, and believing in the project. Like I said, like we are doing this. I really hope that it will come true, and at that time, it will be just great. Like a great feeling will be.
I think making it work, and then just being in the background and knowing that all the work that was done to make sure it's possible.
One thing that is important, that's something I didn't say about our project, is that we're doing this and it has to be economically viable by itself. So it has to run itself. It doesn't have to have a hand always, getting it, holding it in place, hand or money or whatever. That's a great thing about the project too. Because if not, if you have to constantly, put money into the project, that's not really viable on the long term.
Is there an individual investor or organization that you would love to see get on board to this project? If you could invite someone to participate, who would it be?
Yeah, but I don't want to name names.
Okay, good. I like that. Okay, now, two last things. Would you recommend other professionals to become advisors with Homeless Entrepreneur? If so, please explain why.
Well, I have to say yes. I'm doing the interview, and no, but I really believe, like I said, in the general approach, and I see that HE is growing. When a project starts or anything starts, the seed, you have to really nurture it to become stronger, and I know that you're doing so. That's why I also want to be a part, because I think that my time will be rewarded by, we are going to achieve our goals. I feel that.
Okay. And the last two things.
There were last two things before.
I'm going to throw another one in there for fun.
Okay.
What can future homeless entrepreneur advisors do to collaborate with you specifically? How can people help you and make the HE Hub a reality?
Well, we are looking for properties, like well-located properties, but this is really hard to know a building owner that will be willing to talk with us and discuss the project. We can do great things for him as well. Okay. Him or her.
Him or her. Okay, the very last thing, there aren't two more things again. I would like you to describe briefly what you imagine the first person looking like that's going to enter the HE Hub. How do you imagine that first guest, that first person that goes and has that experience?
Well, I imagine the entrepreneurs to be the first ones. And I think that it's because it's going to be a quality, building. We are not aiming to form some low-cost construction. Like, it has to be low cost, of course, but nice, comfortable, something that would be, that they will feel good being there and thinking that their future will be brighter.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's it. Cool, man.
Simple.
Siéntese otra vez, que le debo ir al mío.
Ok. No, el problema que yo tengo siempre es con la palabra entrepreneurs.
¿Qué?